You don't need an education. Just get a job after high school. My parents insisted, planning to keep me under their control. The thought of living like that forever was unbearable. I was determined to escape, unaware that my actions would set the course for a life I could never have imagined. My name is Fiona, and I'm 40 years old. I work at a hotel owned by my Uncle Henry, not as a part-timer, but as the front office manager. It's been over 2 decades since I first set foot in this hotel, all due to a past I wish I could forget. Today, I want to share that journey with you. I grew up in an ordinary rural town. My father was a typical office worker, and my mother was a devoted housewife. We were a regular family, filled with love and care, until my brother was born. A boy who was to secure our family's future, or so my parents believed. Their excitement was palpable when Daniel arrived. 10 years after me, my father's family home was just a modest place in the countryside, with no remarkable legacy to uphold. Boys were valued. Girls, they said, were simply investments who would eventually leave home, while boys would stay and support the family. Not long after Daniel's arrival, my parents began to neglect me. Although I was thrilled to have a little brother, my parents constantly warned me, "Don't get too close to him. We can't risk losing our precious boy." They would leave for outings, joyfully abandoning me with chores. Daniel quickly became the center of their universe. "Let's dress up, Daniel. We're going out to spoil you today," they would exclaim, leaving me to clean, do laundry, and prepare dinner. "You're not as charming as Daniel," they'd remind me, and I desperately tried to win their affection by following their orders. Yet no matter how hard I tried, their love remained elusive. Daniel demanded endless toys and games, and they showered him with lavish gifts, celebrating his every milestone. It soon became evident that Daniel was exceptionally bright. My parents learned from a checkup that his IQ was well above average. "He's a genius. We always knew he was special," they bragged. "You're our true child, Daniel. We can't wait to see what the future holds for you." As they lavished attention on Daniel, their favoritism intensified, taking him on trips and spending extravagantly on his education, which put a strain on our finances and quickly pushed our household into poverty. Desperate to provide him with the best opportunities, my parents borrowed money from relatives and friends. When it came time for me to graduate high school, the harsh reality hit: you don't need an education. Once you finish high school, it's time to work and contribute, they declared. I had never imagined I would be denied the chance to attend college for my brother's sake. "I want to go to college and study," I protested, but my parents erupted in anger. "Our family isn't wealthy enough to waste money on someone useless like you. Your grades aren't even that great, so stop being selfish," they shouted. "Investing in Daniel is obviously a much better choice than wasting money on you." I pleaded for understanding, but their resolve was unwavering. "We have no use for someone who doesn't contribute. Our pride is all we need." That day, I felt utterly crushed, an unwanted child. I cried bitterly, cursing my fate, as tears streamed down my face. I remembered the hotel run by Uncle Henry, a place I had loved before Daniel was born. Those memories filled me with hope, and I found myself heading to Henry's hotel. "Fiona, is that you? What happened?" Henry and Jennifer, who were cleaning the front entrance, rushed over as they noticed my distress. Overwhelmed with relief and shame, I broke down in tears. They listened patiently as I shared my story. After I poured out my heart, Henry said, "I'm sorry to hear that. Fiona, why don't you come work here? We're always short-staffed. If you don't want to be at home, you can have a job with us." With a kind smile, Henry assured me that he would speak with my parents. "I'll take care of Fiona from now on. You can do as you please with her. Just send us the money." My parents responded, "Understood, but as an apprentice, she'll earn $600. That's the most we can offer." $600? That's too little," Henry countered. "Look, I'm not doing this out of charity. I'm hiring an inexperienced worker. She'll live and work here, and will cover board and lodging. After expenses, $600 is fair." Despite my concerns about the arrangement, I hoped my parents would refuse, but they agreed. "Fine, we need the money anyway, but make sure you write a contract stating you won't complain about how we do things." And so began my life with Henry and Jennifer. "Don't worry, Fiona, everything will be fine now," Henry reassured me, but deep down, I longed for the chance to attend college. Of course you will. Why not make studying and enjoying college life your job here? Jennifer suggested enthusiastically. Is that really a job? Though, I questioned, curious about the arrangement. Jennifer nodded in agreement with Henry's idea. Absolutely. You'll have plenty of time to work when you're older. For now, savor your youth. So, after graduating high school, I enrolled in college and helped out at the hotel during the holidays. Fiona, you're so talented. Have you ever thought about trying some crafts? Jennifer encouraged me one day. Really? I would love to, I replied, my excitement bubbling over. Oh, and we're having steak for dinner tonight. You like that, right? Henry chimed in. Really? Awesome, I beamed, feeling a warmth in my heart. Henry and Jennifer, who had no children of their own, treated me as if I were their own daughter. When I graduated from college, I made the decision to stay on at Henry's hotel. You don't have to feel obligated to work here. There are other places you could go, Henry reminded me gently. No, I love this hotel. I want to work here and learn everything I can, more than I would at any other place, I insisted, my passion shining through. Their eyes welled up with tears at my words, and I felt a sense of belonging that I had never known before. The painful memories of my past with my biological parents faded away in the glow of happiness I found at the hotel. As an employee, Henry and Jennifer became a bit stricter, but I welcomed the challenge, grateful to be treated as an individual rather than just a burden. 10 years passed since I first arrived at Henry's hotel. I couldn't help but wonder how Daniel was doing in high school now. A decade ago, I had been denied the opportunity for an education. Fleeing to this refuge, lost in thought, I continued cleaning the guest rooms when suddenly, I heard a familiar voice. Hey, what's going on here? I turned to see my parents, whom I hadn't seen in years. Where's the money? This month's payment hasn't been made. What's the meaning of this? Where is she? She's supposed to be working hard, right? They demanded, glaring at Henry and Jennifer. Come inside, Henry said, his expression unusually stern, while Jennifer shot my parents a cold look. The 5 of us sat down to discuss the situation. My father was the first to speak. What's going on? Fiona's salary should be sent monthly. Why hasn't it been done this month? We need that money. Daniel is going to college next month. How are we supposed to pay for it without that money? Shouldn't we be worried about Daniel going to a private university? I sensed a shift in the atmosphere as someone detached from their conversation. Remember the agreement. You promised not to interfere in our employees' matters, Henry stated firmly. This is about finances. Preposterous. Fiona is our daughter. My father shot back. It's quite something for you to say that after neglecting her for 10 years, only caring about the money, Jennifer retorted coldly. But their focus remained fixed on financial issues like a broken record. Just give us the money. Do you have any idea how much college costs? My father insisted. Calm down. Daniel will be working at the hotel starting next month, Henry revealed, surprising everyone. What? I didn't see that coming. How come Daniel is going to work here? My parents demanded. Confusion etched on their faces. I got a call from him last month. He expressed a desire to work here, sent over his resume, and we had a phone interview. He was eager, so I hired him right away, Henry explained with a smile. Wait a minute. What do you mean? We don't approve of this without our consent, my parents protested. That's why we're glad you're here. Please sign this to approve, Jennifer requested, sliding a document across the table. It dawned on me that Henry and Jennifer had orchestrated this meeting, knowing my parents wouldn't come unless they felt it was their idea. Originally, the money sent to you was at Fiona's request to ensure Daniel wouldn't have to struggle. Now that Daniel is willing to work, there's no need for those payments anymore, which is why we stopped sending them, Henry explained. I had no idea about any of this. I had entrusted all financial matters to Henry and Jennifer. I won't accept this. Daniel is exceptional. He's not one of those who are useless without a college degree, Dad exclaimed, pointing at me. Not attending college? What are you talking about? Fiona graduated from a state university, Mom interjected. A state university? When did you? I've already graduated, and I'm working at this hotel, I said, my voice finally breaking through the tension. What? I addressed my parents for the first time in nearly a decade. Just then, another guest entered the scene. "I'm living here starting today," Daniel announced, wearing his hotel uniform and speaking curtly. "Daniel." Mom covered her face in disbelief. "You look great. Is the uniform fitting well?" "It's fine. I'm looking forward to working with you," Daniel replied, bowing to Jennifer. "Mom," he confronted her tearfully. "Daniel, you're smart. You shouldn't be doing this kind of hospitality work meant for anyone. You're meant for something more dignified." "I'm not smart. I had bad grades in high school, according to Dad and Mom. Doesn't that make me useless?" he shot back. "No, we never meant that," Dad interjected, trying to defend himself against my parents' past decisions. "Then I surely don't deserve to go to college, right? But nowadays, not going to college is embarrassing, isn't it? So, as parents, you embarrassed your own daughter by doing exactly that. How does that reflect on you? We thought you had talent and invested heavily in you. That was never my request." Each word from my parents bounced back to them, thanks to Daniel's quick wit. I was impressed. He was sharper than any seasoned comedian, leaving our parents speechless. Henry added, "You see, the kids have grown up far beyond what you think." "But then what were our 18 years of raising him for? How much have we sacrificed for him?" Daniel retorted sharply. "The same could be said for Fiona. How much she suffered due to your selfishness." "Bravo," Daniel concluded, and I felt a wave of gratitude for him voicing everything I wished to say but couldn't articulate so smoothly. "I'm leaving home. If you don't sign the approval, I'll expose everything you've done to Fiona to the entire neighborhood." Rumors spread fast in the countryside, and I doubt you would want that. Living in the countryside is indeed unforgiving. Everyone knows each other, and rumors spread like wildfire. They were well aware of this, given their rural roots. "Let's not make more noise than necessary. Please leave," Jennifer said, her smile devoid of warmth as she guided them to the door. I positioned myself protectively in front of Daniel, ready to shield him from now on. "Please leave your child to us," I echoed Jennifer's words, mustering my best smile to see them off. Unbeknownst to our parents, I had been secretly meeting and talking with Daniel since I left home, sneaking around to see him without their knowledge. Yet, I worried about my younger brother growing up under our dysfunctional parents. As he matured, Daniel began to recognize the abnormality of our home life. We had formed a sibling bond in secrecy, away from our parents' eyes. That was quite the comeback. "Daniel, well done," I said with a smile. Daniel replied, "That was all scripted by Henry. I just added a little improvisation." "Maybe you should consider acting," I teased as he made his way out. "Are you really choosing to work here instead of going to college?" "Well, studying isn't my strong suit, and my grades weren't great, so I figured it was better to start working." "Do you have something you really want to pursue? What's your dream?" "Daniel, I want to become a chef. That's why I asked Henry to hire me. I want to learn to cook here." "Ah, that makes sense. If cooking is your passion, there's a culinary school about 50 miles from here. Would you like to attend?" "But school is expensive. I can't afford it." "Don't worry, leave that to me." I pulled out my mobile phone and showed him my bank statement. "Where did you get all this money?" he asked, eyes wide with disbelief. "This is what I've saved over the last 10 years. I want you to use it." I had set aside a little from my part-time jobs and hotel salary since college, hoping for a moment like this. "Let me do something daring for once," I smiled, thumping my chest. Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes. Daniel passed the entrance exam and was accepted into the culinary school, living in a dormitory due to the distance from the hotel. After graduating, we embarked on a journey, sampling dishes at various restaurants. Now, he's the chef and owner of a restaurant specializing in creative cuisine. He's truly the capable Daniel I've always known, not just in cooking but also in business management and consulting. He seems to relish the daily challenges, occasionally returning to the hotel to share culinary insights and new business strategies with Henry and Jennifer. "One day, I'd like to come back to this hotel after gaining more experience," he says. Since then, my parents, shamed by their children's departure and the gossip swirling through the neighborhood, have fled their home. They spread the word that the house is toxic and best avoided. To sell their children out like that is just unforgivable. "I want nothing to do with them," I declared, The house has been labeled toxic, and they've become reclusive, living quietly somewhere else. Occasionally, they reach out to Henry and Jennifer, hoping to hear from or see their children. "You don't have children," they insist. "We're taking care of them." No, Henry and Jennifer firmly reject their pleas. As for me, I continue to work hard every day as the front office manager. Recently, Henry and Jennifer offered me a proposition. How about eventually taking over the hotel? We know it's demanding, but we believe Fiona can handle it. Hotel manager Jennifer has aged significantly, and it's clear they both wish to retire and enjoy their golden years. "I understand. I'll do my best to repay your kindness," I replied without hesitation. I need to remain calm and composed, considering I'll be the hotel manager one day. Life has been exhausting, but now I find each day fulfilling. I used to tread carefully to avoid upsetting my parents, but now I'm here, instructing employees to greet customers with warmth and enthusiasm. That's my life now. It's truly unpredictable. Whenever I see you, Fiona, you're always so beautiful and energetic. "What's your secret?" customers often ask. I always respond, "Perhaps it's about living each day with dedication."